Hey, this is Trip Kramer from tripadvice.com, and I want to welcome you to the Fearless Formula 4-part training series. I'm so excited to be doing this for you, talking all about fear and becoming a fearless man. Now, why did I create this training series? Well, first of all, this is video number 1, where we're going to be talking about conquering your fear of rejection. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I decided to make this video series, because I know how hard it is for guys to be able to get over that fear of rejection. In fact, in my 8-9 years teaching dating advice, I've found that the fear of rejection is what holds guys back from being able to date the types of women that they want. Over and over and over again, all I hear from guys is, I have the fear of rejection. And I totally get it. In fact, you who are watching this right now, yes you are not alone, because I have feared rejection too. Guys all over the world fear rejection, so you're not alone in this. And so it's going to be you and a lot of other people watching this training series so you can learn how to overcome the fear and how to conquer that fear of rejection and fear through the whole process of dating, from the second that you go up and start talking to a girl all the way to the point where you are dating her and you are in a relationship. So I know that there's a lot of things that guys are scared to do. They're very scared to take action, and we're going to be going over all of that on this 4-part training series. So I welcome you with open arms to video number 1. Another reason why I decided to create the Fearless Formula training series, as well as the Fearless Formula program, which I'll be going over in video number 4, is all because guys have a lot of fear in their lives. It spans even larger than meeting women, but social situations, going after the type of jobs they want, being in interviews, socializing with people, meeting new friends. I mean, fear really takes a hold of us in so many situations. Now, in this specific training series, we'll be applying it to dating, but I just want you to know that another benefit that you're going to be getting out of this training series and out of the Fearless Formula program is becoming fearless in all areas of your life. So like I said, we're more focused here on women in dating, but the sort of like side effect of this is that it's going to translate into all areas. Which brings me to a story. Around 10 years ago, I was extremely shy with women. Yeah, that's right. If you could believe it, I was very shy. In fact, you could not get me to go up and talk to a girl, even if it was a girl that I wasn't attracted to. Even if you poured tons of alcohol down my throat, I was scared beyond belief to go over and just say hi to a girl. I remember, this was maybe 9 or 10 years ago, I was trying to learn this stuff. I was trying to learn how to meet women and how to date because I wanted to get a girlfriend. And so what ended up happening was one night I went out and I had a goal, okay? My goal was I need to go out and I need to say hi to just 2 girls. That was it. That was my goal for the night. Go up to 2 different girls and say hello. And so on my first night trying this out, this is a true story, for 3 to 4 hours out, I could not do it even once. That's right. I would go out around Hollywood, I'd be walking down the streets, I'd go into a couple bars, and the fear was clenching me so hard, preventing me from saying hello to anyone, talking to any strangers. I couldn't even talk to a guy. It was that scary. So 3 to 4 hours, completely have done no socializing. I go home and I just felt so defeated. My confidence was low. I felt like complete crap. And so I had 2 options at this point. Option number 1 was I continue to go out and try to get over the fear of talking to women, try to get over the fear of rejection, or option number 2, I don't do anything and I land in potentially the same place that I would be even if I were to go out and get rejected. So I was kind of trying to use logic in this situation to see, where I could go and how I could fix this. And so I said, well, technically I have nothing to lose. If both options are gonna land me in the same spot of not having any girls to talk to and not being able to find a girlfriend, well, I might as well go out and just get rejected, because again, I'll land in the same place if I were to do absolutely nothing. And that was the worst part about it, was that approach anxiety, was that fear. That was the worst part about being able how to learn to meet women, communicate with women, and then eventually get a girlfriend. This was the toughest part for me. And I bet you, well, I'll say this, you probably don't even already know that this is the toughest part. If I were to give you a magic potion and all of a sudden make you completely fearless, you probably wouldn't even be, well, you definitely wouldn't be watching this video, but you wouldn't even be watching any other videos on my YouTube channel, listening to podcasts, or seeking other dating advice, because you'd be so socially free and your mind wouldn't hold you back that you'd be able to be unapologetically you, go out, talk to people, and naturally be able to get women to gravitate towards you and make friends and have people gravitate towards you and completely own a room. My point here is that fear holds you back more than you think. It's not just about holding you back from going up and starting a conversation, but again, the whole process. Okay, so back to this story. What happened to me? So I chose option A. Option number one, to go out and just try to talk to more and more people. So I tried it again. I went out again and I said, okay, let's do it all over again. Let's go out for 3 to 4 hours and try to say hi to one girl, one stranger. And I remember I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard and a couple girls were walking by me, and right before they walked past me, I just said, hi, and then I kept going. And I know it sounds completely ridiculous, but I think that you might understand what this feels like, to be completely scared to talk to women. And so it was in that moment that, even though nothing happened and I don't even think they said hi back and they just kept walking, that I was still able to feel good about accomplishing that goal. And that was it. That was like me doing, you know, the one little rep, like taking the dumbbells and doing one rep. So I did one rep, and that is what encouraged me to push farther and to keep going out and learning how to overcome this fear and conquer the fear of rejection. So where did this take me after, you know, many months of learning how to do this? Well, I got to the point where I was able to successfully approach women without thinking twice. I was able to go up to the women that I was interested in, and I was even able to land a couple relationships. And at this point, I'm in a relationship right now, and I have a girlfriend, and be able to date the woman that I desire. So it took me pretty far, and it was pretty powerful stuff. And all the things that I learned in between, from that first hello all the way to today, I'm going to be sharing with you on this training series, as well as in my Fearless Formula program, which again I'll be talking about in video number 4. So let's go over some stuff today that I can help you out with in terms of conquering your fear of rejection. Now, real quick, before I go into that, you might be thinking a little bit more, well, how is this going to help you? And what is your life going to look like after going through the training series and after going through the Fearless Formula program? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a picture of what it might look like for you. I gave you a little bit of an idea of what it was like for me, but for you, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look like you being able to go confidently and feel good about going up to the girls that you desire, that you want to talk to. You're going to have a whole action plan on what to do once you go up to a girl, and how to effortlessly and fearlessly be able to talk to her and attract her by, again, being unapologetically you. Women and people are going to be attracted to you because you're going to have such a carefree attitude. It's going to be easy to go up and start conversations, and people are going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to attract the woman you want. You're going to be able to go up to the girl that maybe right now that you're pining after. There might be a girl right now that you're thinking of that you wish you had the courage to go up and start a conversation with. Well, again, after going through this training series, after going through the Fearless Formula program, you're going to be able to do that. That's what life will look like when you become fearless, walking outside your door and being in full control of your dating life, of your social life. And in fact, remember earlier I said that it spans even farther. This will span into your career, into your job, into your social life, into, when I say social life, I mean just like you and your friends. You're going to be able to talk to people and communicate to people in the way that you want without being scared. So this spans very far. So imagine what it would feel like. Imagine for you what it would look like to be fearless in almost every social situation known to man. I know that sounds like this might be something of an exaggeration, but trust me that this has worked for me. This has worked for hundreds of guys that I've worked with through coaching and through my programs and through the Fearless Formula program. This stuff works because it's a lot of mindset shifts, which we'll be going over, and a lot of techniques, which will also be going over, and other things in between, a lot of techniques, a lot of stuff like that that I'll be talking about in the Fearless Formula program. So just imagine once we implement all this stuff, once we get you taking action, once we shift your mind into a whole new idea of what it means to be fearless, imagine what it's going to be doing for you and how good it's going to feel. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into some good stuff right now. Okay, so we're talking about the fear of rejection. Now, before we get into that, we need to understand what rejection really is. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there that says, you know, okay, forget rejection, she's never rejecting you, let's take that word out of your vocabulary. We can go that route. I get that route of just saying like nothing is a rejection. But I don't think that's really gonna help you. I think you're still gonna think you're getting rejected. So all day long I can say, oh, rejection's not real, yada, yada, yada. You're still gonna have the fear of rejection. And if you're not gonna call it rejection, you're gonna call it something else. So what I wanna do is I wanna reframe what rejection really is. So rejection equals your skill, okay? More specifically, your skill level. That is what rejection is. This means that when a girl is rejecting you, so for example, let's say you go up to a girl, you start talking to her, and you know, within like 10 seconds, she's like, oh no thanks, and she walks away. Or maybe you're talking to a girl for, let's say, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and something happens and she's like, okay, well, I gotta go back to my friends. It was nice talking to you, and she feels like, you know, things are a little weird and kind of makes a face and walks away, right? So just a couple ideas of what rejection looks like. Maybe you've seen rejection before. What's really happening here is that she is rejecting your skill, okay? I come from the belief that when you're learning how to attract a woman, it really is a skill set, right? There are things that you can do to be able to learn how to be more attractive and how to attract a girl. There are things that are learnable, right? Right now, you going up and having barely any social skills, having no idea how to hold a conversation, have no idea how to flirt with a girl, which by the way, we'll be learning in video number 2, right? These things are things that can be learned. So hopefully you understand that, okay? Just understand that those things are learnable. So what does that mean? That means that if those things are learnable, then she's not rejecting you, she's rejecting your skill. Think about it logically. How can she be rejecting you, right? We get rejected, we feel really crappy. This is why we fear rejection, because all these emotions start coming up. We start to feel really insecure, like, oh, we're not worthy, you know, we're ugly, we're stupid. Like we start name calling ourselves, we start being really, really ugly to ourselves because we're saying this girl doesn't like me, therefore I'm worthless. But what I'm telling you is she's not rejecting you, she's rejecting your skill, something a little bit more external. Here's the good news, is that you can up your skill. You can learn how to be better at attracting women. How do I know? I'm proof. Hundreds of guys, thousands of guys who watch my videos and podcasts are proof, and the stories I've heard all across the board of guys who have really taken the time to learn this stuff and learn the techniques and learn the true idea of attraction and then being able to implement it. And by the way, these are things you can do without, you know, trying to be someone you're not. You can still be yourself. It's just the same thing as learning any other skill. If you decide to sit down and learn the piano, are you becoming someone you're not? No, you're the same you, you're just learning more of this skill. All right, now you're probably thinking, well, in order for me to be able to get over my fear of rejection, I need confidence, right? A lot of guys are using this idea of confidence. I need confidence, where can I get confidence to be able to go up to girls? Well, I'm gonna give you my formula right here for confidence, okay? Confidence equals competence plus the ability to step into the unknown, okay? This is how we're going to start thinking about confidence from now on, because I know that's something that you really want and you feel that you need to go up and start saying hello to that girl and go through the whole process of getting her to like you. Well, when it comes down to confidence, confidence is a verb. Okay? Confidence is a verb. We treat it like a noun. We say, I want confidence, you know, like let's look at this eraser right here. It's like we say like, I want this thing called confidence. Okay, now I have this confidence, now I can go and do it. Do the thing that you want to do to become confident. However, that's not exactly how it works. Confidence is more of a verb. Confidence is something you do, because confidence equals competence. Okay, so let's start with competence first. Competence means you're competent in something, and in order to be competent in something, you need to be able to repeat and do it over and over to finally get good at it. Okay, so let's go back to my example of piano, right? If I said sit down and start playing piano and you've never touched a piano before, how confident are you going to feel doing that? Not so much, because you've never done it before, right? So it's all about becoming competent, and competent is about doing, it's about action, it's about you taking action on something and repeating something over and over and over again until you get it right and until you stop fearing it. So you're doing confidence. That's the same thing that we're applying here when it comes to meeting and attracting women. It's something that you have to practice over and over and over again. Remember the story I told you before about how I went out with the goal of talking and saying hi to a couple of girls? Well, I had to practice that over and over and over again to be able to be competent in it, and then confidence comes along. You do confidence. Now, the second part of this formula here is the ability to step into the unknown. The more and more you challenge yourself, the more and more you step outside of your comfort zone, because that's what it's going to take here. In order to be competent, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone, doing the things that make you feel uncomfortable. And the more and more and more you do things that make you feel uncomfortable, you're going to actually get used to doing things that you've never done before, and therefore you will inherently feel confident, right? So let's say that I took you out and you went and you approached a lot of girls and you felt good about it and you got better at it and you spent time working at it, and then I asked you to do something else that was very tough. Well, your brain is now trained to look back at some of those times where you did something that was outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to feel just a little bit more comfortable stepping into the unknown. Okay, so this all works together in this formula here. So in order to have confidence, it's really about doing confidence, becoming competent in the thing that you want. Here, it's about meeting and attracting girls that you desire, right? And also being able to step into the unknown. So constantly doing things that are going to be challenging you, right? I never said this is easy. It's simple, it's a simple formula, but I understand that it's tough. But it is a baby step process, right? This process of being able to desensitize yourself to be able to do the things that scare you. So if you want to be able to build confidence and do confidence in the area of meeting, attracting women, then you do have to go out and practice over and over and over again, practicing this skill. And remember, back to what I was saying before, you don't have to fear rejection anymore, because rejection is not about you. It is all about your skills. So if it doesn't work out and she rejects you, or the conversation just kind of spills into nowhere, or the girl that you really liked, you know, just ends up not liking you, it's okay, because it's not about you. It's about your skill, which is something that you can build. Now, what I want to do really quickly is I want to give you a technique that you can use that has been proven to build a confident feeling inside of you, or at least will help you do confidence when you get to the point where you need to take action, okay? This is very powerful, something that I go even more into detail to in my Fearless Formula program, but I'll tell you right now, the technique has been proven to help you, and it's a visualization technique. So here's what you're gonna do. The next time you wanna do something scary, in this case, going up and approaching a woman, what you need to do is you need to visualize, like sit down, close your eyes, get into like this meditation kind of stance. You know, you sit down, your arms are up like this, take some deep breaths, and then you visualize exactly what it would look like to be successful when you go up and talk to that girl. Really imagine every single detail using all of your senses, right? Meaning that you're just sitting there, you're closing your eyes, but you're picturing and imagining what it looks like, what it smells like, what you hear, what it feels like, You know, what does it feel like for maybe the music to be loud in the bar that you're at, or the sun to be hitting you, right? Really use all of your senses and in great detail imagine you walking over to a girl and succeeding with her, being able to get her number and her not rejecting you, okay? Try to do that. Now, it might sound kind of silly, like, oh, I'm just gonna visualize this and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm gonna be able to go up and confidently approach a girl. No, I'm realistic. I know that doing a visualization technique is not gonna be the magic wand here, but what I can promise you is this, is that when you do the technique and you do it over and over and over again, it does help because it starts to form a more positive feeling inside of you and makes you feel more comfortable going up and actually having the conversation with the girl. Why? Because right now, you're doing the exact opposite and it's not getting you anywhere. You're actually visualizing all of the bad things. I guarantee it, right? You're like, wow, Tripp's right, he's reading my mind right now. Yes, I probably am, because no one's going up and saying, what if it works? Most guys are saying, what happens if something goes wrong? Because that's the fear inside of you working for you to make sure that you don't get hurt and to save you, okay? But in this case, you're not gonna die, nothing bad's gonna happen. Instead, right, fear is working against you, not for you. So we need to reverse that and we need to visualize only good things happening from exactly what you want. So there's a technique that you can take away from this video. You're gonna notice that there's comments down below. And what I want you to do is I want you to write one. I want you to write a comment right now telling me and everyone else what you would do differently in your life if you were 100% fearless. So I want you to think about it and write it in 3 sentences. If you want to write more, fine, but at least 3 sentences. Write down what your life would look like if you were 100% fearless. I want to hear from you. I'm going to be checking the comments. I'm going to be responding to the comments. So write down below, what will it look like for you if you were 100% fearless? And after that, what I want you to do is I want you to go to video number 4. You're gonna click that. That's gonna take you to a registration page to register for an upcoming webinar that's gonna be happening where I am going to be teaching you all about the Fearless Formula program, everything about it, how to get your hands on it, and also be teaching you the missing ingredient to becoming fearless. So write your comment, go sign up for the webinar. There's gonna be a couple times that you can pick that are gonna be easy for you, so you make sure that you make it. Go sign up, and I can't wait to see you on video number 2. And video number 2, we're gonna be talking about flirting and being able to flirt with girls without being creepy. So we no longer have to fear being creepy when trying to flirt with girls and being able to attract them. So check out video number 2 coming soon. Write your comment, register for the webinar, and I'll see you soon.